everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Talisha and I also go by CreativiTeeByT, and I am currently running a mini fall capsule wardrobe series here on my channel in collaboration with the beautiful Ellie of Sally and Sam Style, and today we're continuing that series. If you're not familiar with the series is titled Falling for Sewing, and Falling for Sewing is a sewing series that we are doing, and like I said, in collaboration with Ellie, and we have been doing this for the last couple of years. In this series we will be sharing a variety of fall inspired makes in hopes to spark your creativity and inspire you to do the same by making and building your own 5-piece mini fall capsule wardrobe. And we're going to be sharing each item with you along the way. At the end of this series, at least for me, I will have a lookbook video where I will share how I can take all 5 garments and mix and match to get 13 or more separate looks. Okay, so please make sure that you stay tuned for that. Also, make sure that you go over to Ellie's channel. I will link her information below, and I do know that Ellie is sick today and she doesn't have a voice, so that's the reason why she wasn't able to do her video. So her video won't be posted today, but it should be posted later in the week, so just go over to subscribe and make sure you stay tuned for that. All right, so in today's video I'm going to give a brief overview of the pattern that I made and share that pattern and the benefits of having the style of garment for your fall capsule wardrobe. And it's going to be kind of a quick video because I've actually made this pattern before and I have a full detailed review on the channel, but I'm just going to kind of share my experience this time because it was a little bit different versus the first time that I made it. And because I have made this pattern before, the main details I'm going to share with you is why a turtleneck might just be one of the most versatile pieces that you can sew for a capsule wardrobe. All right, so far I have made wide leg pants by using McCall's A562. I have made a long sleeve t-shirt by using Simplicity 8982. I made a jumper pinafore shift dress by using Simplicity 4552, and today I'm sharing the long sleeve turtleneck that I made by using Nomi 2096, which is this pattern right here. And this is good, so definitely get it for your stash. Okay, back to the pattern. So you're probably wondering why I made a turtleneck again since I made one last year, and I'll tell you why. Today's project, which is the turtleneck, is a staple piece that every fall wardrobe needs because of the layering abilities and the warmth. This is my opinion, and I live in a cold climate when it turns fall and winter, so I am speaking from that type of climate. Okay, but I will go ahead and briefly give little pattern details. Like I said, I have a full detailed pattern review that I will link below, but I did have a little bit of a different time while sewing this. So Nomi 2096 is a great beginner pattern for views A and B, which is the knit top, and it has variations. So there's a long sleeve and then there's a shorter sleeve. What I love about the design, it is a slim modern fit, not too tight, but fitting enough to easily layer, and so that is the reason why I chose this. The neckline height, as you can see, is just perfect. It's cozy without feeling restrictive. It doesn't feel like it's choking me out or anything, so I really love that. The sleeve options makes it easy to adapt to any season. Well, maybe not any season, not summer because of the turtleneck, but you know, if you don't live in a climate that gets like super hot. I know some of my friends that live in the Bay Area say it's cold there all the time. You know, that might be a good option. That's what I mean by any season. Just depends on where you live. I chose the long sleeve version for my view for maximum versatility in the fall and winter, because by late September, early October, it's cooler here, and it stays cold like that through March. Okay, so I am going to get plenty of use out of the turtleneck. The instructions of this pattern are beginner friendly, just clear, and you won't have an issue making this at all. So the sizes run from size 14 to 26, and with This pattern, being a knit pattern, it's pretty size inclusive, I would think. The largest bust size on the actual finished garment measurements measure at 48.5 inches, and I cut a size 20 based off of my measurements and desired fit. Even at 48.5 inches, you could still go up 3 inches and the top is going to fit with a stretched knit. Okay, so that's why I think it is size inclusive. Now let's talk about the fabric and the preparation. So the fabric that I chose is this beautiful light brown rib knit that complements like the earthy tones in my capsule wardrobe. Here is what an up close photo, or I can't even talk. This is an up close look. It's like a waffled knit, as you can see. Very lovely, very soft, not too drapey, not slinky, okay? Not like a poly, like the one fabric that I just don't like. But anyway, it's very, it's nice, earthy, and it matches well with my capsule wardrobe in general. Again, this is a cotton knit, and I like it because of the texture. I think it kind of helped with, bring everything together. Now, because it's cotton, I pre-washed this fabric and dried it. I recommend you all do that before you cut into your fabric when you're working with cottons, because you will get shrinkage, and I like to do that ahead of time. I've said before on this channel that I've learned my lesson from not doing it, so that is why I advise it. For the construction process, now this pattern comes together quickly. I'd say a solid 2 hours depending on your pace, and that is at the most. This pattern could come together in an hour if you use a serger only, or if you're just a quick sewer. I am a slow sewing person, and so it took me about 2 hours. And for me, here's how it went. There were only 4 pattern pieces to this top. The front and the back were both cut on the fold, which makes it so super simple. The turtleneck collar was easy to attach, and I used a stretch stitch to allow flexibility, and I actually used a stretch stitch for the whole entire pattern to make sure that then when I take the top on and off that none of the threads would pop. Okay, so that's something that you need to do when you're working with the stretch knit as well. For the sleeve insertion, I did the flat lay process, meaning before I sewed up the side seams here on the side, I actually laid the front and back flat, and then I pinned the sleeves on flat that way, and then I brought it all together to sew up the side seams and the side of the sleeve at the same time, which I really appreciate that process because it's less fiddly than setting the sleeve in and having to sew all around. And honestly, I've got the pattern right here. Let me look. I'm not even sure if the pattern said to do that, because by that time I wasn't really paying attention. So let's look at it. No, so the pattern instruction does not tell you to do it the flat lay. The pattern instructions tell you to sew it in the round way. So I did not take a photo or a video of me doing the flat lay process, but you can easily search flat lay sleeves into the YouTube search button, and it will find you a video on how to do it. But this is like, it's so seamless to me, and I prefer this versus trying to set seams or set these sleeves in, because it's a stretch. You really don't need to do all that. It makes it for a longer process, and it's just not, it's not great. It's not fun. But this way I just got it done really quick. So definitely check that out if you don't know what the flat sleeve process is. Okay, so I did serge the seams for a clean finish, but if you're using a sewing machine, you can use a zigzag or stretch knit. That works just fine. And with knits, you really don't even need to serge because the fabric isn't going to fray. I just wanted a more professional look because, if I give this away, I do want it to look nice. Meaning, like, if I just get tired of it or if I lose more weight. So now for the hemming, I did once again use a twin needle to create a professional double stitch finish that still stretches with the fabric at the wrist and at the hem. Excuse me, I was coughing. At the wrist and at the hem, so it looks the same, and I'll put in pictures. But so let's take a second. Why did I decide to go to a double needle? The reason why I decided to go to using double needles for my hems is because my hems on like all of my little skirts and things like that that have knits have popped at some time, and I'll go back and restitch it, and then it pop again. Even when I use the zigzag, it still kind of does that. So it's not supposed to do that with this. And I'm telling you right now, I'm like stretching this, although I can feel like some movement, only because I don't know why, but I can feel some movement in the thread, like if I pull it real hard, but not really. You know what I'm saying? So because of that, I don't feel like it's gonna pop, and I'm kind of tired of dealing with the popping threads. I've known to do this a long time ago, but I could say, like, for some of my knit skirts that look more professional, I don't prefer a double stitch. I just want one. To avoid this, I could just slip stitch the inside of the hem closed, but I don't like the hand sew either, so I just decided to go ahead and go with this double stitch. So that's the reason why I did not double stitch this neckline, because I looked up on the internet and it said that more professional turtlenecks do not have a double hem. They might have like that look of a cover stitch, because a lot of factories use cover stitches, but I don't have a cover stitch. So I just decided to keep my neckline, my turtleneck seam the way it is, and I'm pleased with it. I like it. I think this looks pretty good. How about you? But anyway, overall the construction was smooth and I didn't need any adjustments. Everything's fine. It's fine about this pattern, but I would say, as a suggestion, to do the flat lay for the sleeve insertion versus this other method. I think it would prevent like stretching and making your fabric look wonky. Let's talk about the fit. Now, because we all know that I had issues with the long sleeve t-shirt, you know, I was feeling a certain type of way. I am glad to report that this one fits pretty good. It could be form fitting. I don't feel like mine is, and that was on purpose, but it's just enough of a fit that I want without being clingy. And the collar height, I feel like it's just perfect. It's not uncomfortable. It feels very comfortable, in fact, because of the length of it and because of the fabric, how soft it is on my neck, and it is just perfect for what I was going from. You know, it stands nicely. It's not, you know, bunching up. I don't have to feel like I need to fix it. And this is just a simple sleeve, you know, but it's nice for the shaping of the top. Okay, it gives the garment a simple and standard look that works equally well under a jacket, or, you know, just wearing it on its own. So if you prefer a looser silhouette, you could easily size up one or choose a fabric with a bit less recovery, which to me I feel like looks sloppy, but you can certainly do that. And for a sleek layered look, I'd recommend staying true to size or go down a size, and, you know, kind of like what I did. So here's where this piece really shines, how it fits into a fall capsule wardrobe. So a turtleneck is one of the most versatile layering pieces you can own or sew, and here's why it plays so favorably in a capsule wardrobe, especially for fall or winter. So it works as a base layer under a pinafore, dresses, blazers, or jackets. Think about it. And then it easily transitions from casual to dressy, and it's perfect for weekends or a date night, night out with the girls, you know, all the things. It adds depth and texture to outfits, especially when paired with knits, wool, or denim. It also unifies the capsule palette. Now, for the styling of this video in particular, I paired this top with my barrel leg jeans that I purchased over the summer from Walmart. They were inexpensive, like $34, and I purchased them to see if I would like the style on me before making some, and I do. I have a pattern that I can use to make some, and yes, so definitely look out for that. Anyway, I also paired my top with my Timberland high heel cube boots, and with my Marc Jacobs puff tote bag that I got for free when I purchased a bottle of their most recently released fragrance. Okay, so in all, this turtleneck is truly a piece that goes with everything and adds a polished feel to even the most simple looks. Let me circle back to the fabric. I did purchase this fabric from Hobby Lobby, and I did recently. I was going to use a different camel color that I had in my stash, and it just wasn't camel enough. Okay, like it didn't blend well with the other pieces, so I did pick this up from Hobby Lobby with a 30% off sale. If you want details on the jeans, I will go back to my shopping history, and if it's still there, I will link that below. So, would I sell this pattern again? Absolutely. This is the second time that I made it, and I consider this a staple for a more simplified turtleneck look. And I also like that it has like that shorter sleeve option. Between this and Simplicity 3003, which is this pattern over here that I've made before, and I always kind of reference back to this, I don't think I need another turtleneck pattern in my stash. Now, we know I'm going to buy one, but I don't need one, you know, between these two. 3003 is longer. It has other type of sleeve variations, and yeah, and then this one is just basic, and so that's what I love about these, and it definitely a must-have for my capsule wardrobe, and the fact that it's just quick and practical and instantly elevates, you know, your outfit rotation. So why not, right? So definitely check out this pattern if what I'm sharing with you checks all the boxes. Cozy, stylish, easy to sew. That's this pattern. Okay. So one thing I had mentioned is that I had a different experience while making this than I had before. Well, the first time I made this, I cut the bodice in the back on the fold against the grain, and it's a cable knit fabric that I use. And so let me think, the cables are going horizontal instead of vertical. I think that's how it is. If it's not, it's the opposite way around. Do you know someone that doesn't sew noticed it? Said, oh, I've never noticed those cables to go that way. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Now I still wear it, and it hasn't stopped me from wearing it. But yeah, so because of that, I didn't get all the stretch that I was supposed to get. It's much tighter. And on either the bodice or the back, I can't remember, I should have wrote it down, but either on the bodice or on the back, I cut out a 22, and everything else was cut at a 20. I don't know why I did that. So this time around, I did cut everything at a 20 because I noticed that 22 on that side seam, just on the side seam, was not cut down to you know, the proper size. And so I fixed that and then made it. So this is like the true fit. Like, I guess I really didn't know what the true fit was. It was a little snug, but you know, I have lost weight since then, and it was okay then. So now I'm sure it'll just be fine now the way it is. So yeah, that was the pre-experience, and now I got the full real experience and the double stitching. So thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this video, you already know what I'm gonna say. Please take a pause for the cause and click the like button and the subscribe button and the gray notification bell so that you can be notified of future videos. Please stay tuned so that you don't miss the next piece in my fall capsule wardrobe series that I will be sharing with you next week. After that, I will be sharing a lookbook on how I mix and match all 5 pieces to get 13 or more completely different looks. Okay, so I'd love to know in the comments. Talk to me, share with me. Do you have a go-to turtleneck pattern? If you do, what is it? And let me know how you style your turtlenecks. I love to know all the things. Again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy sewing and stay cozy. Bye.